室長、例の規制派の残党に関する報告が上がってきました。やはり顔を変えていたらしく、その写真もついています。
Oh, we're finally getting a perspective in the fucking SFD. Took them long enough.
こちらに回してくれ。
It's been a while. Let's just say.
了解。
あとはこいつの現在の行方さえつかめれば。こいつどこかで。
お知り合いですか？
知り合いじゃないが、どこかで見た気が。ああ！
さて、そろそろ授業だ。席に着かないと。
Look, for the person that is the question mark, I suspect that it's fucking Kakimoto Sensei, right? Because I mean, like, this late into the story, what's the point in introducing a new character, right? And you know, it just would make sense, considering that gotta be someone that Issei can trust, right? Who else could it be? Like, in one of the parents of like an ISA's mom or whatever. I don't know. It's clearly a female, right? From the voice. So you know, considering that Kakimoto hasn't had that big of a role outside of being more of a, how should I say, plot device. I don't think that's the right word. She hasn't had much to do outside of explaining topics that relate to the story. So yeah, kind of a plot device, right? Yeah, unfortunately, you know, if the question mark person really is her, then it makes it more interesting, right?
どうかしたのか、三笠さん。
いえ、悟が帰ってこないので。
そういえばそうだな。まだ怒られてるんだろうか。
ところで、急にどうしたんですか？話題にはしていましたが、今まではそこまで本腰を入れていたわけじゃありませんよね。
You know, we discovered some secrets about the research center that would be pretty bad if it got leaked out. I mean, well, there's no specific reason really. I guess you could say my interest in enhancement and manifestation increased the more I thought about it. I was wondering if maybe the reason why it's so difficult to achieve is because there's some sort of risk or danger associated with it. Like, let's hypothetically speaking, you know, because you know this technology that doesn't exist, right, Kaori? Can I call you Kaori? Right? Yeah, you know. Speaking hypothetically, what if let's just say it went out of control, right? Your link value got a bit too high and you couldn't control it. So like, what happens? Let's just call it control loss. You know, it's just thinking hypothetically.
わかりました。そういうことでしたら。今からお渡しするものは役に立つと思いますよ。
You know, completely hypothetically, it wouldn't exist. It doesn't actually exist, right? That was good, right?
見せようと思っていたのはこれです。
I take the paper as she holds it out to me. It's written on these pages. This might be the key to reaching the truth. My heart beats faster in accordance with this mixture of nervousness and excitement that's bubbling inside me right now. Do you mind if I read through it here?
ダメです。もう授業が始まります。
Oh.
と言いたいのですが、どうせ授業中に読むのでしょ。それならいっそ好きなだけここで読んでください。
Thank you very much. Immediately lower my eyes towards the paper. The first few lines of it are already immensely startling. Every astral has a set maximum amount of energy that they can gain, which constitutes the potency of their astral ability. It can then be inferred that this is a biological limit set by the brain based on a subconsciously registered safety threshold. Essentially, if one were to artificially lower the safety threshold through some means, it could be theoretically possible to cure astrals. Cure. Also, why lowering instead of increasing? Well, then again, if lowering the threshold is possible, increasing it should be as well. Observations have shown that this area of the brain can be numbed by manipulating the production of and distribution of certain hormones via the use of drugs. This will result in an altered sensitivity to aspirins for the individual. However, the experiment conducted to test this ultimately ended in failure. The numbing of the aforementioned area of the brain has a high chance of resulting in a breakdown of regulatory control mechanisms rather than a loss of functionality. As a result of this, the threshold was increased rather than decreased. However, since individual differences in this effective dosage and drug interaction time have been observed, additional confirmation through further experimentation is necessary before drawing significant conclusions. Does that mean these experiments are what caused the astral to lose control? Intrigued, I turned the page and continued to scan over it. The method of numbing the brain has ended in failure. We have concluded that numbing the responsible area of the brain cannot remove sensitivity to aspirins entirely. Instead, it causes the individual to lose all control over their ability. In this state, the production of energy exceeds the threshold, leading to a phenomenon where the affected area goes haywire. We call this the frenzied state. Due to the power output that far exceeds the control capabilities of the astral, the ability self-destructs. The probability of damage to the surrounding area and to individuals in question is exceedingly high. The dosage amount and concentration of the drug bear a strong correlation with the ability of the aforementioned state to be achieved. What? Just literally talking about the controller stuff the principal's hiding. Yeah, right. Administration of a drug, numbing the brain, loss of control. Sensei, what is this? I can't believe it.
ええ、私も驚きました。
I delved back into the paper, flipping through the pages. There's a lot of technobabble, so I can't comprehend the majority of what it's saying. But I can tell that this research is of critical importance. Line after line, page after page, continue storing snapshots inside my memory. Wait a second. Paper seems a little too detailed. And the way it's written suggests that these experiments have already been carried out. Yeah. On 5 people.
ああ、資料の他にも渡しておきたいものがあるんです。ちょっといいですか？
Huh?
まあ、ちょっとしたプレゼントというやつで。
She catches me unaware and thrusts an object against my neck. The very next second, I can feel something cold flowing into my body. Sensei, what did you... All my hair is standing on end, the sensation assaulting me. I can only describe it as something is crawling under my skin. Stimulus goes beyond what my body can handle, and I start to become dizzy. Shit, did she inject me with a drug? With a drug something? With a drug or something? Wait, no. No.
プレゼントというのは論文に書いてある暴走の実体験です。
What?
そういえば、その論文を誰が書いたのか、まだ言っていませんでしたね。
I don't think you needed to. I think we know who did.
私です。
No way!
私が書いたんですよ、それ。有原くんが知りたかったことが全部載っていたんじゃないですか？
My phone vibrating inside my pocket. Doesn't matter who it is. I need help right now. My hand is shaking so severely that I can't even properly grasp my phone. Well, this is a bit interesting, isn't it? Because we found out in Mayu's route that he is able to manipulate his link value. But he needed to. He doesn't have that ability inherently, and had to train to actively lower it. So I wonder if instinctually his body will just decide to lower his link value to prevent control loss, or if he's going to become frenzied. Or who knows, maybe he's able to handle the increase in link value. Fuck. Who the hell are you? That's a good question.
ですからここに X の値を代入するわけですね。
お父さんから電話、通常回線で？
Yeah, because he figured it out.
何の用だろう。仕事は関係ないのかな。それともそこまで緊急を要するようなこと？先生。
何です？有原さん。
頭が痛くて授業を受けるのも辛いぐらい痛くて、だから保健室に行ってもいいですか？
そうなんですか？顔色は問題なさそうですが。
尋常じゃなく痛いんです。頭がかち割れそうなほど痛いんです。
None of me.
まあそれなら仕方ありませんね。では誰か付き添いを。
いえ、一人で平気です。ありがとうございます。私のことは気にせず、授業の続きをどうぞ。それでは失礼します。
やっぱり元気そうですけどね。
None of me is not a good liar.
もしもし、お父さん？
よかった。ナナミは出てか？
何？今授業中だったんだけど。
Your brother's in some shit right now.
緊急事態だ。サトルが電話に出ない。
だから今は授業中って。
俺から通常回線で連絡をすれば奇妙に思うだろう。実際ナナミは電話に出てるだろう。いいから聞け。余裕がない。規制派組織の残党の最後の一人の顔が割れた。
これ通常回線だけど。
最後の一人は俺も見たことのある顔だった。発表祭を見に行った時だ。サトルと話していた。
それどういうこと？待って、いや、でも
We found the rat.
私も潜入工作員というやつです。ええ、あなたと同じですよ。もっとも立場は真逆で、私の勤め先はもう潰れたも同然ですが。
So then the person that Issei was sending spy on us is different from her. I mean, I was like, they kind of sound the same, so I thought it was gonna be that case, but no. It isn't. Oh, you're with those people who attacked.
残りは私だけになったようですが、のこのこついてきたということは、顔はまだ割れていなかったようですね。
It wasn't completely blown. You're correct about that. It's just that, you know, it's because Satoru was a bit rushed. He rushed a bit too fast. How did you? Was he in cahoots with the principal? No, not likely. She just said she was the only remaining member of her organization. So the principal and the anti-Astron group are unrelated, like I initially thought.
どうして気づいたのかということですか？そうですね。昨日、私の PC に何かを仕込みましたね。
That wasn't me.
さすがに動きが不自然でしたよ。どんな間抜けでも気づきますよ、あんなの。
Nuh-uh.
それに他にも、暴走に関係しそうなことに強い興味を抱いていること。そして、貧血でもないのに、また検査を受けに来たこと。ああ、そうそう。それから、貧血の薬、飲んでいませんでしたね。その症状が見られませんでしたから。
Yeah, I was right about that one.
医者の言うことには従ってもらわないと困ります。相模くんはちゃんと飲んでいてくれましたよ。
So that it's what you Sagami's control loss resulted from his checkup.
ええ。有原くんに渡した薬も、相模くんに渡した薬も、暴走をさせるためのものです。
She told me what she used to work at, that she used to work at the Washizu General Hospital. In fact, she also mentioned that she's still a part-time physician there. So the people who used the drug experiments were all patients who underwent medical checkups conducted by her. And her switching over to the academy is just a means to cover her tracks. Ah, damn it. God, why didn't I notice sooner? I must be an idiot or something. On the night Ayase was first attacked, the last person she was with was Kakimoto-sensei. She purposefully left her alone to create the ideal situation for a would-be kidnapping. During the Astral Expo Fair, Kakimoto-sensei was also the one who summoned Ayase. Did I not notice that she was present in every single one of these scenarios? Well, you know, to be fair, she is a teacher, so it wouldn't be out of the ordinary, right? In hindsight, yes, you can suspect her, but in the moment, not really.
薬もまだ完全とは言えませんし、慎重に進めたかったんですが、私の PC を調べていたということは、ついに疑いの目を向けられ、もはや捕まるのは時間の問題。
Well, you're right. But it wasn't us. Listen, if we never entered the research center, if we never tried to come back here for the second time, Kaori would have been none the wiser as we found out she was the last member because of Satoru's initial hunch back with the other guys that teleported the items out of the safe or whatever. That was when he had the hunch, and that was when they started investigating, and that was when he was caught. Or could have been caught, but, you know, it took them a while.
かと思ったんですが、勇み足だったようですね。
So was he.
とはいえ、今さら引けません。多少強引でも、やるしかありませんか。この資料は返してもらいますね。燃やして処分しておかないと。
Well...
ああ、PC の中身もすべて消去していますから、心配には及びませんよ。これで資料はすべて処分済み。と。
What are you...
仕事ですよ、これも。アストラルの危険性を知らしめるんですよ。
You're the one causing the control loss.
世間に危険だと認識させればいいんですよ。事実がどうであれ、広まってしまえば。
You brought me here to... So this dizziness I'm feeling really is...
ええ、その通りです。有原くんは身体強化ですね。それが暴走したらどうなるんでしょうね。大変に興味深い。
Well, joke's on you. I've memorized all of the papers, and my ability is not just physical enhancement. Why are you doing this?
おかしいでしょ。目に見えない力を操る化け物を放置して天津さえ歩み寄ろうとする。
What? See, this is what I don't get about the anti-astrals, right? Their goal is to show people the dangers of the Astrans by forcing them to lose control and go out and attack humans. Like, regular humans haven't already killed more than Astrans ever have. Are you serious? Don't tell me you seriously believe that shit.
問答するつもりはありません。時間も残されていませんしね。有原君には騒動を起こしてもらいますよ。
That isn't gonna happen. It's not gonna lead to the effect you want if I lose control in a place like this.
えそんなこと考えていません。邪魔なので片付けたいだけですよ。あと、職場を潰された恨みも多少ありますが。有原君、おそらく無関係ではないですよね。残念ながら有原君では役者が不足しています。それにこの学院にはもっと適した人間がいますしね。
Well, yeah, it's the person I'm dating. You don't mean it.
重要な役目は三笠さんに追ってもらいますから、ご心配なく。
Not on my watch.
いくら凄んでも体の自由が利かないでしょ。ついでに教えておいてあげましょう。これからしばらく全身のしびれは続き、熱も上がって鼓動も速くなります。ですが死んだりしないので安心してください。それらは過剰にエネルギーを生み出す負荷で起こることです。次に生み出した過度のエネルギーから逃れようと勝手に能力が発動します。そうなったら自分では止めることもできずに暴走が始まります。覚悟を決めるのはそれからでも大丈夫ですよ。私は他に用がありますので。では。
Oh, that's a face. I'd still hit it. I mean, she opens the door and walks out. But wait. I try to pursue her, but immediately stumble over my own feet and fall pitifully to the ground. Fuck. My body's heating up like an oven, and my heart is beating against my chest like a sledgehammer. The numbing sensation has gotten a hell of a lot worse. I can barely even feel my lips. And something as simple as crawling on the ground is a struggle. The rapid change in my body, not normal, no matter how you slice it. Just how high is the dosage she gave me? Really high enough that individual differences in how a drug affects someone don't matter. This is really bad. I need to do something before I lose control. I say, I need to get out of here before something happens to her. I need to go to Ayase. I have to protect her. Body won't cooperate though. My heart feels like it's beating faster with each passing second as the heat starts to overtake me. It's even reached my head. At this point, it feels like it's on fire. I can't think straight at all. So this is what it feels like when you lose control. Rather than being flooded with power, definitely feels more apt to describe it as being consumed by power. A giant wave of heat forms in my chest, threatens to sear my brain. My ability just going to spiral out of control as I lay here and die. Damn it.
失礼します。
どうしたね。今は授業中だろう。しかも直接ここに来るとは。
早めに報告すべきことができました。
有原悟の行方が分かりません。
何？どういうことだ？
詳しいことは僕にも。授業に集中していなかったせいで職員室に呼ばれたまま教室に戻ってきません。それに電話をしても反応がありません。
このタイミングでか。何か兆候はなかったのか？
僕が気づいた範囲では何も。悩んではいるようでしたが、大きな行動を起こすような素振りは。
失礼します。よかった、いてくれた。
なななみち
あれ、そう先輩、理事長室で何を。
ゃん。いや、それは。
それよりも何か話があるんじゃないのか？
そうだ、すぐに柿本先生を探してください。
ん？
失礼します。
柿本先生、どうかしたんですか？
緊急の用事がありまして。三笠さん。
はい、何でしょうか。
話があります。詳しいことは外に出てから。実は緊急で取材が入りました。大きな特集で国の政策にも触れながら記事を作るそうです。そのため政治家との簡単な対談もあるそうです。
そうなんですか。
はい。ただ先方が多忙で、いきなりですが今すぐ対談を始めたいそうです。もちろん学長や理事長にも報告済みで許可ももらっていますから、一緒に来てもらえますか？
はい、わかりました。
門の方へ。そこからは車で向かいます。
行くのは私一人なんですか？
私も付き添いますが、それが何か？
政治家との対談なんて普通は学長や理事長がすべきことではないかと思うんですが。
後から来ますよ。
初耳だな、それは。
理事長、こんなところで何をなさっているんです？
それはこちらのセリフだろう。説明を求めたいのは私だよ。彼女をどこに、何のために連れて行くのか、もう一度教えてもらえないだろうか。
なるほど。すべて気づいているわけですね。
諦めろ。もう終わりだ。
どうやらそのようですね。もはや計画は終わったも同然ですか。
Oh.
綾瀬。
動くな。
先生、何を。
無駄な抵抗はやめてくだ
What
さ
the
い。もう逃げられませんよ、先生。
How the fuck did he get a gun?
スオ君がどうして。
ああ、なるほど。内部にいるとは思っていましたが、理事長の子飼いはあなただったんですか。とはいえ暴走車の回収を一人でできるわけはありませんよね。
安心してくれ。すでに他の者も呼んでいる。すぐに君は包囲されるだろう。
Ah. I see. So it was fuck. So it was Kyohei that was spying on us.
つまりまだ猶予はある。これを注入するには十分ですね。その様子では理解してくれているようですね。これが能力を暴走させる薬だと。
それって柿本先生が。まさかそんな。
本来ならもっと被害が大きく、ごまかしの効かないように町の中心で暴走させたかったんですが、仕方ありません。学院の中であっても三笠さんの能力なら こちらの想像を超える被害を生んでくれるでしょうからね。
お姉ちゃんを暴走させたのは
姉。
ようやくだ。ようやく犯人を見つけることができた。小鳥をあんな風にした犯人を。
いつから気づいていたんです？いつから私は監視をされていたんですか？
暴走が意図的に起こされたことは最初から分かっていた。だがその真犯人に関しては何も掴んでいなかった。
へえ。ではどうやって？
君の監視など行っていない。私が監視を行っていたのは有原君の方だ。彼がどういう動きを示すのか見続ける必要があったが、まさか焦って尻尾を出してくれるとまでは思わなかった。
慣れないことはするものではありませんね。
私はあなたを許さない。
そうでしょうね。何せ今からあなた自身暴走させられるんですから。
それは無理ですね。
妙に落ち着いていますね。暴走の事実を知っているくせに怯えがない。
暴走なんてありえません。だって私はアストラル能力を保有していないんですから。
はあ？今さら何を言って。あなたが能力を使うところは何度も。いや、そうか。三笠さん、あなたは。
私はアストラル使いじゃない。
能力を付与する薬、そんなものを開発していたんですか？どうりで能力を使用しない不可解な場面があるとは思ってはいましたが、とっさの場合は薬を摂取できていなかったから、それが理由ですか？
That's a twist and a half. I mean, we kind of saw that when she tried to use her ability to catch the kid, but if she never had an ability to begin with, then, well, that's a whole other story.
もう分かっただろう。悪あがきは無駄だ。君はもうおしまいだ。死にたくなければその子から離れろ。
わかりました。従います。命は惜しいですからね。
三笠さん、こっちに早く。
ただ一つ質問よろしいですか？能力を付与する薬とは三笠さんがいつも飲んでいたビタミン剤ですか？そんな怖い顔をしないでください。研究者としては興味を持って当然でしょう。それに取材を受けるとき、私は三笠さんのそばにいることも多かった。いつも持っていましたからね。自然と目についていました。
だったら何なんですか？
いえ、間違いでないのならいいんです。つまりこれで私も能力を使えるというわけですね。
Shit.
バカな。なぜその薬を。
私の薬。
いつも持ち歩いていましたからね。今も持っていると思いましたよ。手癖が悪くてすみません。
貴様。
もう遅い。
What the fuck?
なるほど。使いこなすには時間がかかりそうですが、使い方そのものは直感的に大体の把握はできる。脳の機能の一部とはこういうことですか？気持ち悪い。
今の爆発は。
これが私の能力。爆発というよりも分類するなら熱に関する操作でしょうか。しかしくそ、誰も死んでいませんか。手加減したつもりはありませんが、使いこなすには経験が足りないということですね。もう少し慣れれば逆に熱を奪うことも可能かもしれませんね。面白い能力ではありますが、こんな戦闘向けの目立つ能力よりも逃げるのに適した能力が良かったですね。ままならないものです。姿が消える。スオ君も能力者、いや薬を。まあどちらでも同じですよ。
I don't know what you thought you could do, Kyohei.
スオ君、言ったでしょう。私の能力は熱の操作だと。能力範囲内の熱源はなんとなくわかるんですよ。たとえ姿が見えなくてもね。
Yeah, no, kind of a given.
だが空間座標の指定が難しい。どうも距離感の把握が甘いか。いや、考察している暇はない。まさか薬でアストラル能力を使っていたとは。がっかりですよ。結局このまま逃げるしかないんですから。ですがその前に目撃者を消す必要がありますね。
おとなしく消されると思いますか。
予備の薬でも持っているんですか。でわざわざ飲む時間を与えるとでも。おとなしくしていなさい。そうすれば苦しまずに有原君の元へ送ってあげますから。
どうしてそこでサトルが。
そういえばまだ言っていませんでしたね。彼私の邪魔をしてきたのでそれなりの対応をさせてもらいました。三笠さんとは違って彼は間違いなく能力者ですからね。他の能力者同様発汗や息切れも見受けられましたから、今頃は。
サトルが暴走。まさかそんなこと。
三笠さんが信じようと信じまいと、まず間違いなく彼は自分の能力で死んでいます。
Well, you know, maybe his powers will decrease his link value instinctually, you know, so that he doesn't get frenzied, doesn't go out of control.
彼の能力が周囲に影響を及ぼすタイプだったならもっと大きな騒ぎを起こせたはずなのですが、残念です。
嘘だ。そんなの嘘に決まってる。
嘘かどうかは向こうで確認してください。ではさようなら。
Massive explosion erupts as an inferno engulfs the area. However, ISA is no longer there. Luckily, I managed to rescue her in time. Wow. Oh, this is where it is. I was waiting for this CG. It took a while.
サトル。
That was way too close. The overwhelming surge of energy is slowly consuming me. I'm just barely managing to stay conscious. Keep thinking of ISA, but unfortunately, willpower can't save me. Is this where I die? Fuck. Death. To be honest, it was never something that actively concerned me. Maybe we astrals just aren't needed in this world. Oh well. Perhaps I would have simply resigned myself to this fate. The old me, the person I was before I came to this academy. I say, very moment I start thinking of death, I say's image flickers in my mind. My consciousness was slowly slipping away from me, but I grab it with both hands and dig my heels into the ground. Can't afford to die here. Not yet, damn it.
サトル
Oh, hello. Nanami, what are you doing here?
くん、理事長に協力してもらってサトルくんを探しに来たんだよ。
The principal?
お父さんから連絡があって柿本先生が残党の最後の一人らしくて。
If only if only I just waited a bit longer.
うん、今はそれよりもサトルくんだよ。私の能力で直すから。
No, wait. Your ability might only make it worse.
でもそれじゃあどうすれば。
There's only one way. You gotta halt the effect of the drug. The paper I just read continued the secret to that. What the drug does is numb a part of the brain by manipulating the production and distribution of a certain hormone. So all I have to do is use my ability to re-seize control to go from this abnormal state back to a normal state. I have to pull this off before it goes completely numb. Feeling an intense pain in my head. This is the exact opposite of what I normally do with my ability, and it's proving to be a hell of a lot tougher than I thought. To make things worse, this is the only shot I get. I'm gambling with my own life. But I can't get cold feet now. I have to do this if I want any shot of living. I can't break my promise. I have a life to live with Ayase. I can't afford to die here and leave her. What good is this power even if I can't protect the people I love with it? Ayase said she'd always be there for me. Even if no one else was. She'd always love me no matter what. So I'll just have to protect her, even if it means making the world my enemy. I'm not about to die here. Oh shit, my balls exploded. I'm fine, more or less. The effect hasn't quite vanished completely, but I can move. Symptoms have eased up. I've regained control of my body. This is perfect. First, brief me on the situation. No, wait. Finding her is my top priority right now. I gotta protect Ayase. Get in touch with Dad, Nanami, and tell him to send backup immediately.
わかった。
Thanks. Boost the power output of my muscles to its max and jet through campus. I'm having to simultaneously keep the effects of the drug in check as I do this, because successfully pulling that off requires extremely precise control. My headache worsens. I'm pushing my brain to its limit, and I can feel it boiling. But I can't afford to deactivate my ability just yet. I have to find Ayase ASAP. I arrive upon a scene which I can't fully process. But the one thing that's readily clear to me is that Ayase is in trouble. She's frowning sadly. Kakamoto-sensei has revealed her true colors, judging by the conniving grin on her face. Yeah, judging by the unique facial expression that you get only in only in her route.
嘘かどうかは向こうで確認してください。では、さようなら。
Cut. My head feels like it's about to split in two, and my knees are about to buckle. But I ignore my body's pain-filled screams, rush over to Ayase, and get her out of harm's way just in the nick of time.
サトル
Ugh. That was way too close.
バカな。確かに暴走の症状が出ていたはずです。なのにどうして。
How? Well, a man's gotta protect his girl.
サト
Don't worry, this isn't a dream. I'm alive and kicking.
分かってる。
Man, I didn't expect her to be an astral.
あれは違う。能力を付与する薬を飲んでる人為的なアストラル使いで。
What? Not only did she develop a drug to make astrals lose control of their abilities, she developed the drug to give normal people abilities. Well, I can only hope. I can only worry about that later. It first comes. Questions can wait. I've got a squad to settle first. I let ISA down and turn towards Kakamoto Sensei, my enemy.
一体何をした？なぜ生きている？
Don't ask me. Maybe your drug just sucks. Pretty embarrassing considering how confident you were when you injected it into me.
このガキ。
Oh, that's a different. That's another new expression.
今度は確実に殺してやる。
You know what? This explains why she didn't have a more significant role in any other route. She's the fucking main antagonist of ISAs. So if you did her, so this is why you do ISA's route last. I can see why. Yeah, I can see why, but at the same time, like, Howdy doesn't have a significant role in any other route, so, you know, it's a 50-50 on whether or not you should do ISAs first or last. However, I'm meters ahead of the targeted area. I've heightened my physical abilities to their absolute limit, allowing me to avoid her explosion with ease.
身体強化か。
So she can cause explosions while remaining stationary. Easy solution then. All I gotta do is stay on the move.
ですが目で追い切れなくても、この力なら。
The explosion occurs right next to me. I didn't feel the brunt of its force, but I can feel the heat waves it's produced. You're gonna get more accurate. Explosion after explosion occurs in rapid succession. Even so, I'm able to avoid each and every one.
くそ、感覚だけだとテンポが遅れる。
Sweet. I can use this chance while she's still trying to learn her ability. As I keep dodging out of her sight, relying on anticipation and sheer speed, I also pick up on the subtle signs. Whenever she wants to explode an area, her face scrunches as she focuses, allowing me to react and dodge within a split second.
チョコマカト、うっとうしい。
Flashbang. Flashbang. What the fuck? To the right, to the left. How is no one... Is no one looking? Like, there have been multiple explosions. There's got to be, like, at least one person looking out the window. Twisting my body, I ride the heat waves and flip through the air, leaping forward at the moment of landing. Okay. At times, I also weave in some acrobatic maneuvers. Okay, now you're just flexing on her. I continue accelerating faster and faster, evading her vision, while also mixing in feints. Like my abilities performing better than usual. Effects of the drug, perhaps? Definitely. But I'm able to deftly dodge every single one of her attacks. But it comes at a cost. Terrible headache. The area around my temple has started to convulse. I don't let up focus. I keep moving my legs with the speed and precision of a ballerina on ice as I slip into a blind spot. Now! Drive my fist into her back before she has time to react. But milliseconds before my fist connects, a cold shiver runs down my spine. My instincts react before my mind can think, twisting my body away from where I stand. Ah! An explosion bursts forth mere feet from me. The sheer force makes my bones creak, and the entirety of my body ache. Having managed to avoid getting hit by it point blank, I quickly pull away from her.
外しましたか。 ですがおかげさまで視線で誘導しなくても空間を指定できる程度には使い方に慣れました。
Yeah, I know how you didn't get to her faster, Satoru. Satoru's face is twisted in anguish from the explosion. Even so, he doesn't stop. He keeps fighting and persevering. All to protect me. Like he said, he's putting his life on the line because of me. Yet all I can do is stand back and watch, since I don't have an ability. No, I'm thinking negatively, I say. He vowed that I would be there for him. That doesn't mean watching from afar as he's beaten and bruised. It means protecting him. I won't let things end the same way they did back then. There has to be something I can do. Just think. This time is gonna be different. Damn it. Shit. She's drastically improved at using her ability. The early signs I used to predict when she was going to fire off an explosion are getting less and less noticeable. No matter how hard I try to throw her off, the explosions are getting closer and closer to me. It's like she can see where I'm going to move. Cut! I unwittingly stop for a short moment. My mouth twists into a sinister grin as she looks at me and prepares to finish me off. But instead of an explosion, I hear the sound of a bullet rip through the air. Blood spatters from her hand, and at the same time, some kind of object is flung out of that hand. What was that? Well, Kyohei, what is he doing here? And why does he have a gun? That's what I'm asking. Wait, that's irrelevant now. I have more important things to worry about. Like not wasting this brief opportunity window. Spurring my battered body into action, I kick the ground, but right before that... What? Isaac comes rushing past me towards Kakimoto-sensei. But she can spawn explosions in her blind spot now. This is good. Phew, thank God. I managed to save Ayase from the explosion less than a second before it blew her up.
Satoru.
Get yourself killed here, Ayase. I could feel her shaking in my arms. Her hand is clenched tight. She has something in there. That's the thing Kagimoto just dropped. Is that what she came running over? Is that why she came running over? Why? What is that going to do?
二人とも同時に焼いてあげましょうか。最後に言いたいことがあればどうぞ。
She looks down on us with a visage of arrogance. Maybe she's convinced that she's already won this battle. Much to my chagrin, I can't deny that our fate might be sealed very shortly. If I can't figure out a way to turn the tables now, it'll all be over for us. However, I grind my teeth in frustration. However, Ayase hasn't given up. Hang on.
読み返しますか？
Bro. What the? Ayase hasn't given up hope yet. Maybe shaking, but I can see a strong, resolute will in those eyes of hers. Well, while she's looking at me, keeps a tight grip on the pill case she's picked up. All of a sudden, the words Ayase said to me yesterday run through my mind.
そばにいるから。何を悩んでるのかわからないからアドバイスできないけど、そばにいる。もし何かあって世界中から否定されるようなことがあっても、私は認めてあげる。何があってもそばにいるから。一緒に怒られて 一緒に謝ってあげるわよ。それだけは忘れないで。
That's right. I'm not in this alone. ISA is right here with me. I believe in you, ISA. So cover my back for me, will you?
最後のコミュニケーションはもうおしまいですか？なら今度こそ殺す。
I'd like to see you try. I charge forward, seizing the initiative. However, not a second later, a giant burst of flames appears in front of me. The explosion she's creating seems to be for the purpose of halting my movements. I've already boosted my physical ability to their absolute limit. Regardless of that, another explosion occurs frighteningly close to me. I've had to bear the impacts of several explosions in quick succession, and my body is searing in pain. Seeing white stars in front of me, my consciousness is close to fading. For long, my legs are forced to come to an abrupt halt.
死ね！
Akimoto Kaudi's eyes are focused on nothing but me right now. I know what's coming, but my body won't move. But that doesn't matter. I can have someone else move it for me. Now!
は
ISA uses her ability to create a field of repulsion, which sends me flying forward from behind. Fast as she is, even Kakimoto wasn't able to react to that in time. Is that past her explosion with ease? I'm flying in a direct course towards her, and she can only stand there stunned. I finally made it close enough. At this range, she can't create an explosion without hurting herself too. One step forward. My fist will be able to reach her. Shut out all the intense pain assaulting me as I clench my fist tightly. So tight that the bones creak. I then pour every ounce of rage in my body into that fist and let it loose. Ah! Not even caring for the fact that she's a woman, I slam my fist into her face with all the force I can muster. Then multiplied by my own weight, coupled with the additional acceleration provided by ISA's repulsion field. She's flung through the air and then rolls a few times upon impact. After she's traveled a couple meters, her head falls back as she lies there sprawled out. Her eyes have rolled into the back of her head, and her mouth hangs agape. She's out. She's out for the count. We did it. It's all over.
サトル。サトル。
Yeah, ISA.
サト
She throws herself into my arms. My head feels awful, but it's about to explode. I'm also being assaulted by a terrible nausea and dizziness. And above all, every single one of my joints aches. Even though I never got hit by an explosion, the resulting heat waves and debris did quite a number on me. Plus, I had to force my body to its physical limit. My muscles feel really sore. But the comforting warmth I feel from the sweet girl in my arms makes that all an afterthought. ISA. I embrace her as tight as I can to make sure the girl in my arms is no illusion.
生きてる。死んだりしてない。ちゃんと生きてる。
Come on now. Of course I am. We've barely been dating for any time at all. We've still got our whole lives ahead of us, ISA. There's no way in hell I'd die now. I want to hold you. I want to feel your warmth. I want to be with you forever, ISA. Also, I'd like to get down and dirty with you in the bedroom more. Bro.
僕
He reciprocates and hugs me tightly back. Through this act, we both reassure each other that we're alive. Physical sensation proves to us that the person we love is still here. I can hear her sweet voice, feel the warmth of her body. Such a simple physical act, yet it fills me with so much happiness. But my body is giving out on me. Sorry, I'm at my limit here.
ちょっとサトルサ
I fall to the ground lifelessly. I'm gonna get some serious DOMs
リ
from
ドル
this
ジョー
one.
カー
For months we'd been trying to get to the bottom of the string of disappearing astrals. The principal and I, say, on the other hand, have been searching for the culprit behind the control loss incidents. Through the apprehension of Kakimoto County, both cases have been resolved. But that was far from the last of our problems. Yeah, there were security personnel and teachers rushed over upon hearing the explosions. Among them were also a few researchers. I would have preferred to conceal myself and escape, but given how much I pushed myself, my body was being tormented by a hellish pain. In that state, I couldn't possibly muster up the necessary willpower to take flight, not even if I wanted to. The effects of the drug hadn't worn off. Nanami's ability boosts the body's natural healing ability, which meant there was a risk that it amplified the effects of the drug. That being the case, I was constantly in a state of extreme tension. I had to keep returning my body to normal after it'd go haywire for almost 7 hours after we defeated Kakimoto. Needless to say, I didn't have the time nor the energy to do any sort of explaining. I didn't even have the mental capacity to think up any excuse, so I didn't bother wasting my time. That being said, I was able to conceal my identity. I pretended to be an innocent victim, keeled over on the ground, and left all the explaining to the principal. He has as much to lose as I do from the truth coming out. Just as I expected, the principal explained everything away after he regained consciousness. The story that an accident occurred during the testing of astral technology that Kakimoto-sensei was developing. That's what caused the explosions. The hundreds of them. ISA and I were helping her test it, and that's why we were caught up in the accident. It was a rather crude explanation, but if all the involved parties attest to it, everyone has no choice but to accept it as the truth. Above all, the principal's word carries a certain weight to it. Him being the Academy's representative, nobody would dare to question him. In any case, the whole incident was safely brushed under the rug. After the effects of the drug finally wore off, Nanami patched up my injuries. Even after that, my body still demanded further rest. I ended up staying in bed for 2 whole days. I couldn't move my body without feeling excruciating pain. When I woke up, I found ISA by my side. She apologized profusely. She confessed that she wasn't truly an astral. I felt awful for having to lie to me about it. But I didn't find fault with her for that. After all, I did the same. I told her I came to this academy to protect her, and only compounded more and more lies on top of that over the course of our time together. Even now, I still haven't told her the whole truth. Knowing that, it just wouldn't feel right for me to reproach her with some sort of holier-than-thou attitude. Besides, I know full well that she didn't lie to me with any ulterior motives in mind. She was stuck in a situation where she didn't know who was friend and who was foe. Even so, she chose to trust me. I greatly appreciate that. that reason, a simple apology was more than enough. There was someone else who needed to answer for themselves anyway.
あの爆発に関しては実験の事故で問題なく収拾する。暴走を生み出していた犯人も捕まった。これでアストラルの暴走事件も起きないだろう。心配なのは彼女に仲間がいた場合だが。
それについては大丈夫だと思います。
Yeah, we already dealt with those. We've already captured all the other members of her organization.
そうか。それは何よりだ。それで何が聞きたい？疑問があって当然だ。
Everything, if you don't mind. I know you didn't technically lie to us, but you very clearly weren't giving us the whole story. Could you now tell us everything you withheld from us then?
すべての始まりは小鳥だ。あの子の母はアストラルを嫌悪していた。その気持ちは能力を持つ小鳥にも向けられた。さすがに虐待などを行っているわけではなかったが、子供はそういう視線に敏感だ。だから私はあの子の居場所を作ってやりたかった。少しでも受け入れられる社会にしたかった。
もしかしてそのためにこの学院を？
小鳥のためでもあるが、他のアストラル使いのためであることも本当だ。そんな私の気持ちに応えるためだろう。あの頃の小鳥は研究棟で行われる実験に協力してくれていた。
Experiments?
勘違いしないでほしいんだが、非人道的な人体実験などではない。安全が確保されたものだけだ。いくつもの実験の中であの子の能力の出力や限界に関してはよく把握をしていた。だからあの日、突然制御できなくなり暴走したということが信じられず、徹底的に調べた。
So you were fairly certain there was someone behind it?
問題はその犯人だ。可能性が一番高いのはこの学院や研究棟の関係者。そちらの調査はそこで行き詰まった。
だから気づいていないふりをして相手が尻尾を出すのを待ったんですか？
その間、生み出される暴走車を拘束しながらな。
So where does Ayase fit into all of this?
綾瀬は私の娘だ。つまり小鳥の妹だ。母親は違うが、小鳥の母とは家のつながりで結婚したのだが、年を重ねるごとに互いにズレを感じるようになっていた。小鳥には申し訳ないが、すでに別居していた。話し合いも終え、あとは離婚届を提出するだけの段階にあった。母親に引き取られる予定だったが、あの子はアストラルに目覚めた。アストラルを嫌悪するあいつのもとにあの子を残すわけにもいかず、私は離婚を踏みとどまった。
So where does Ayase come in?
別居の後、離婚するよりも先に
あ
私は女性と関係を持った。その女性との間にできた子供だ。
Oh,
綾瀬にも申し訳ないことをした。私は正直に話をした。離婚するつもりだったこと、他の女性と関係を持ったこと、そして小鳥には妹がいること、綾瀬にも同様の話をした。するとあの子たちはその姉妹に会いたいと言った。考えた末、私はその希望を叶えることにした。最初こそよそよそしかったが、すぐに二人は仲良くなり、同じ屋根の下で育った姉妹のような仲になった。いつしか私を通さずに連絡を取り合い、秘密を共有するような仲にまでなっていたらしい。
what sort of secrets?
小鳥が協力していた 研究についてだ。
So that drug that can manifest an ability in a non-astral, is it really safe? I mean, generation of energy beyond one's inherent limit was what supposedly caused those frenzied states from Kakimoto's drug. Does it really have no negative repercussions on Ayase's body?
能力を付与すると言っても、使用者とアストラルをリンクさせるものじゃないんだ、あれは。柿本香織の研究とは完全に別物だ。
How does it work then?
アストラルの干渉が一定ラインを超えることをリンクというが、それ以前の状態でも無意識のうちにアストラルに干渉している。
Yeah, that came up in class.
その際、非常に微弱なエネルギーを垂れ流している。それらは微弱すぎて普通なら何の影響も及ぼさない。だが、塵も積もればという言葉があるように、微弱なエネルギーも
Who the
集めれ
fuck
ば
says
強
that?
力な力となる。
Many a little makes a mickle. I've never heard that saying. So if I'm understanding this right, the person activates their ability not through their own energy, but through accruing energy from the surrounding people. It honestly blows my mind. I never considered doing something like that. Even when you're working for a secret organization, it turns out there's a lot of stuff out there that you don't know about. Never would have imagined a drug like that had already been tested and made ready for use.
すでに安全性も認められ、完成といって差し支えない段階にあった。もし問題があるとすれば、それは社会の反応だ。今よりも否定的な雰囲気だったこともあり、我々は慎重を期すことにした。
And that's where ISA comes in, where she would market herself as an astral user, but in fact she was never an astral to begin with, and blah blah blah. Once she's famous enough and astrals are more accepting, she can come out with the drug that she was consuming the whole time. And yeah.
そこを疲れた。
What was the intent behind the control loss then?
アストラルが有益な道具として広まり、社会の一部に組み込むことを反対する連中だろう。小鳥はその被害者だ。
Yeah, it would have been Mayu if you know, they didn't swap. Widespread disaster at the hands of an astral. And they wanted the public to know that this wasn't just a case of bad apples. There was a risk associated with all astral technology in general.
なんとか暴走を無理やり抑えることはできたが、根本的な解決は難しく、意識を奪う方法しかなかった。それでも被害は出てしまった。
I say took that drug in order to reduce the damage as much as she could.
我々のすぐそばに敵がいる。だが、特定できない以上、新たな動きも見せられない。私が頭を抱えていた時に、綾瀬が言ったよ。
Use her as a bait to lure out the person. Since she's not an astral, there'd be no worry of her ability going crazy and causing another disaster.
言い訳にしかならないが、私は反対をしたが、綾瀬は納得しなかった。小鳥を目覚めさせたい。そして目覚めた時に少しでも小鳥が笑顔になれる世界にしたい。こんな思いをする人を増やしたくないと言った。
And you purposefully set her up to be the perfect target so the enemy wouldn't be able to resist.
これが全てだ。一つ付け加えておくが、綾瀬は小鳥以外にも暴走車が生み出され続けていることは知らなかった。
Yeah, I knew that.
あくまであの子は姉のためにやっていただけで、他の拘束には関わっていない。それだけは断言しておく。
I know.
自分のしたことは理解しているつもりだ。私を確保するなら素直に従おう。 必要なら自首をしよう。
Even if it was artificially induced through a drug, we still can't go public with the control loss stuff. Same goes for the police. All information will have to be regulated and concealed.
そうか。なら私が勝手に警察に駆け込んでしまうと騒ぎを大きくするだけか。だが何のお咎めもなくこのままというわけにもいかないだろう。それだけのことを私はしていたんだ。
Well, you know, you didn't face any consequences in Mayu's route, so...
まずは薬の開発に集中してください。重要なのは一刻も早く薬を完成させることです。今理事長に何かあれば薬の開発に遅れが出るんじゃないですか。
That's what we want from you the most, sir.
わかった。
On that note, what's the progress on the cure like?
それに関しては柿本香織は PC や研究資料をすべて処分していた。思ったようにはいかなさそうだ。
Well, fortunately, my ability is not physical enhancement.
彼女が捕まり今までよりも本格的に研究を進められるが、それでも全員を投入することはできない。たとえ人為的にとはいえ暴走したという事実を隠せる人材を選ばなければならない。
そうですか。
だが希望は見えた。ここで諦めることはない。
Actually, I have something you might find helpful. I hold out a stack of paper to him. Takes them with a puzzled expression on his face, after glancing over it for a second or two.
これは
He shouts out in astonishment, wide-eyed.
暴走に関する資料じゃないか。どうしてこれを君が。
I hand wrote it meticulously. Every single page, it took at least an hour.
まさか君の組織も暴走について研究を。
No, we had no idea about it until we came to this academy.
なら一体。しかもこんなに詳細に。昨日今日調べて作れる資料ではないはずだ。有原君はこの資料を一体どこで。
I don't want to raise any suspicions, so I'll just be honest. That paper was written by Kakimoto Kaori herself.
バカな。資料は何も残っていなかったはず。
I can't disclose how exactly I got my hands on it, but I can say that it is a paper written by Kakimoto Kaori, and I obtained before she began disposing of everything. It's not the original though. After reading it that one time, I stored everything in my memory. I used that to type everything out word for word, then printed it. He went the easy route and just he typed it up on the computer. Unfortunately, though, I have no way of verifying it if everything written in that paper is factually correct.
十分だ。内容の精査は必要かもしれないが、全てが偽りということはないだろう。ほんのわずかでもいい。暴走につながるヒントがあれば、その分だけ薬の開発も進む。
And also this here. Figured having an actual sample of the drug itself will also help.
だが、これは。私は助かるが、まずいんじゃないのか。薬は全てどこかの組織が回収したはずだ。
It's just simple medicine that helps with anemia. Kakimoto Kaori gave it to me when I was suffering from it a while back. Still lying in my room, but I no longer have any need for it. Would you mind disposing it for me?
わかった。本当に助かった。ありがとう。有原七海君にも感謝している。
私ですか？
あの時私たちを信じて話してくれたからなんとか間に合ったんだ。それに怪我も治してもらった。
いえ、私の方こそありがとうございます。私は戦いには不向きですから。
君たちがいてくれたからようやくだ。これでカトリが。
His hands are visibly shaking as he holds the papers.
すまないが、すぐにでもこの資料を研究棟に持って行っていいだろうか。
No, go right ahead. I have no further questions.
そうか。なら私はこれで。有原君はまだ薬の影響もあって本調子ではないんだろ。ゆっくり休んでくれ。
Thank you. I will.
有原君、本当に助かった。ありがとう。
You're welcome. I hope you find the cure soon.
あ、もちろんだ。
It's all over now. It all began with that attack on ISA, where she and I both accidentally learned each other's secret. As it turns out, Sakamoto Kaori was already having ISA and take the control-loss drug at that point in time. However, he noticed no change in ISA whatsoever. Wanted to test certain hypotheses in order to find the issue and perfect the drug. But what she didn't account for was my interference. Following that incident, from what I hear, even before that, her organization had been standing on shaky ground. They were formed with the goal of achieving Astron regulation, but weren't showing any results, and the drug also wasn't where they wanted it. To make matters worse, a number of their members were captured because of that incident. It was a massive blunder on the anti-Astral faction's account that allowed their political opponents to gain dirt on them. In a panicked attempt to make up for their failure, they decided to make their next move at the Astral Expo fair. But their plans were once again thwarted due to the SFD. Not only that, the whole organization was subsequently busted, leaving them with no way out. It served as the underlying reason behind Kakimoto Kaori's final act of desperation, in the hopes that she'd be able to make ISA's power wreak havoc. However, those plans were foiled yet again, bringing about a peaceful conclusion to this episode. Not quite. The victims of the control-loss drug haven't recovered yet. They're all still stuck in an artificial comatose state. Hard to really say the situation has been completely resolved, but from here on out, nothing that we can do, that we the SFD can do. We'll just have to place our hopes on the researchers working diligently to find a cure. And as for how exactly the principal will be punished, that'll probably be up to Dad, or rather, the higher-ups. Dad says he doesn't expect it to be anything severe.
お前の言う通りだった。失踪者を調べたところ、鷲津総合病院で診療を受けた記録があった。調査を進め、協力者の洗い出しも済んだ。もう大丈夫だ。あの薬が使用されることはない。
Phew, that's a relief. But do you know what it'll happen to the principal?
彼の場合、一般的な不祥事とは全く異なる。これが露見して困るのは、アストラルに肯定的な主流派も同じだ。 暴走が自然発生する危険があるならまだしも、人為的に作られたものだからな。間違っても広めたくないだろう。
Understandable. What's going to be done about all the victims when they eventually wake up?
そうだな。馬鹿正直に打ち明けるわけにはいかない。菊花学院の存続が危ぶまれるからな。かといって今時神隠しというわけにもいかない。となると、どこかの組織に拉致、いや、それだとやはり騒ぎが大きくなるか。身元不明として病院に保護されていた。多少無理はあるが、それなら妥当か。ま、心配するな。そこら辺の工作活動こそが突破の仕事だ。何とでもする。それよりお前に追加の任務だ。なんだ、不満そうだな。返事はどうした？
Don't you think you're working me a little too hard? I'm not even fully recovered yet.
もともとお前が望んで踏み込んだ道だろう。今さら文句を言うな。
Realize that, but still.
だが、そうか。お前が文句を言うようになったか。
Why do you sound like you're happy about that?
文句一つ口にせず、任務に没頭してたお前から初めての文句だ。
Well, you know what they say. A woman can change. Women can change a man.
任務以外に大切なものができたってことだろう。
Pussy can change a man. So what's the new mission?
伊勢敦則の監視だ。
お。
24時間貼り付けというわけじゃないが、首輪をつける必要がある。
Prevent something like this from ever happening again, I guess. So am I supposed to make him turn in reports concerning the research?
もちろんそれはやってもらう。だがそれだけでは足りない。柿本香織は秘密裏に薬を開発していたんだからな。そのため学院で行われている研究の監視も今後の任務に加わるだろう。
Alright. I'll discuss it with Levy 9 and come up with a plan.
よろしく頼む。本当にお疲れ様だった。まだ薬と能力の過剰使用の影響は残っているんだろ。しばらく大きく動くことはない。まずはしっかり体を癒せ。
Thank you. After getting the report out of the way, I slept for the entire day. And as I was lying there in my bed, I began to think about Kakimoto Kaori. It's been a damn long time since someone never looked at me the way she did. It turned me on. I mean, I can still vividly recall the twisted smile filled with hatred and bloodlust. Obviously, not many people have ever looked at me with the intent to kill me before. Negative feelings in general, however, I have a wealth of experience with, especially during my childhood. Like, looks of scorn and disgust simply because of the fact that I was an astral. Really pissed me off that people would judge me like that. That's honestly why I think I got into so many fights. But deep down, what I really wanted was to be accepted by those people. The desire was what fueled my attitude towards working at the SFD. I clung to the naive hope that perhaps I made myself useful to society in some way. Society would in turn recognize and accept me. Over the course of working in the SFD, I realized just how foolish I was for thinking that. I don't know what reasons led Kakimoto Kaori to join the organization that she did. Okay, I can come up with a very simple reason as to why. Because she wasn't an astral. Easy. Maybe she had some sort of negative experience with astrals that gave rise to her hatred and bigotry. But whatever the case, nothing justifies conceiving catastrophes involving astrals in order to create a false danger that shouldn't normally exist. The point being, there are people out there willing to put blood on their hands, keep astrals out of society, and also people willing to go along with it. I realize it's a pretty extreme example, but even so, we astrals have a long way to go before we're truly accepted. A twisted smile of hers almost seems to mock me, knowing that I've recovered to the point where I can get out and move around again, but man, I'm still far from in peak form. I'm still far from peak form.
もう一回能力を使ってみようか？
Nah, you don't have to. I'm not really injured. My injuries are all healed, but my body feels slightly hot. Regardless, I couldn't stay in my room. I have to go to and talk to the principal as soon as possible. Man, I'm gonna be doing surveillance, huh? Given what transpired, I understand why it's necessary, but I honestly don't think anything will come of it. Judging from our conversation following the incident, I don't think we have to worry about doing anything like that again.
理事長を見てる限り、そんなの必要になりそうだとは思わないけど。
Well, even if he himself doesn't cause any problems, no guarantee others won't. That's the higher up stance.
それは、そっか。
For example, I highly doubt they'll keep the same research team forever. After more progress is made, they may potentially need to add more people. And if that happens, I can't rule out the possibility that one of them will just be another Kakimoto Kaori. Think you'll be able to manage it?
一朝一夕にはちょっと。全部の PC にバックドアを仕掛けるだけなら難しくはないけど、もうちょっと監視しやすいものにしたい。
Well, feel free to do whatever you feel you need to. You'll need to discuss the details with Dad, though.
まあ、そうだろうとは思ってたけど。
Sorry to make you do all this work. If there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
はいはい。だったら、おとなしく部屋で横になってて。まだ万全じゃないんだから。
Okay. Suddenly, as the two of us are walking along and chatting, someone approaches us.
やあ、サトル。
Hey, spy. How are you feeling? Your injuries all healed up?
うん。爆発で脳震盪を起こしただけだったから。それに、怪我はナナミちゃんに治してもらったしね。本当にありがとう、ナナミちゃん。
いえ、それぐらいなんともないですから。
So I guess you're here to talk, huh?
うん。まあ、サトルも僕に聞きたいことがあるだろうしね。
Yeah, like how your hair is naturally blue. Also the spy stuff, but no, that's beside the point.
じゃあ、私は先に戻ってるね。
Alright. Give me a call if you need anything.
僕は別にナナミちゃんも一緒にいてくれても構わないんだけど。
いえ、あの時、サトルくんを心配してたスオ先輩の姿を見ただけで十分ですから。それじゃあスオ先輩、失礼します。
うん、ありがとう。
What do you want to talk about?
ああ、まずはいろいろ騙しててごめん。
Well, in all fairness, that applies to me as much as it does you. Our circumstances differ, but he's also no ordinary student. probably went through many of the same things that I did for being an astral. But I have no intention of prying into his personal life. He doesn't have a route, so it doesn't matter. Plus, you saved my life back then. Not an enemy. That's all that matters. But I am curious. There's just one thing I want to know. Were you watching over me the whole time?
僕の任務は学内の監視と情報収集。編入生は例外なくしばらくマークすることになる。でもサトルを本格的に監視し始めたのは発表祭のあたりからかな。理事長が気にしだして。
So, you weren't hanging around me entirely for work reasons?
それはそうだね。
That's all I care about, honestly. We both have our jobs, so let's just draw a line there and not ask too many questions.
本当にそれでいいの？そりゃ僕としても友達でいられるのは嬉しいけど。
Sure. Mutually beneficial relationship for the both of us. He's telling the truth. And the time we spent together was real, and he is my friend. He's a nice guy with a big heart and a pocket dimension in his stomach. He's still the same old Kyohei to me. I have you enough friends as is, so I'd rather not lose the ones I have.
そう言ってもらえると僕も嬉しい。
But yeah, let's just put this stuff behind us and never bring it up again.
そうだね。ありがとう、サトル。
You too, man.
よろしく。
Phew. Never imagined that rolling around in my bed could feel so relaxing. I can of course stand and walk around, no problem, but my body is still very clearly exhausted. Crap, I almost nodded off there. Gotta change before I go to sleep. Get up off my bed and put my hand on my shirt, but then I notice something. The light on my phone is blinking. To think of it, I got to take my phone with me when I left. Stayed in my room the entire time. I know it was only a short trip to go to the principal, but still, that's not something I'd normally do. I guess that just goes to show I'm not fully back to form yet. Check my phone and check the notifications. Missed call from ISA. She's only called me twice before. The first time was she was on the verge of crying from playing that horror game. Second time, she was on the verge of crying because she was feeling insecure and lonely, regardless of the underlying reason. She called me for help both times. I come to learn now that ISA had been undergoing periodic checkups ever since she started taking the drug that gives non-astrals access to an ability, just to be doubly sure it wasn't affecting her negatively. And today was one of those checkup days. My heart pounds against my chest, giving fuel to my anxiety. Oh god, don't tell me they found something at the checkup. No, I think she just wants to be with her boyfriend. No, that's unlikely. It's already night. The checkup should have ended hours ago. She should be in her room now. She probably just wanted to call me to say how it went. I understand that's the logical conclusion. I just can't rid myself of this anxiety. Please let it be some harmless reason. Press the call button as I cross my fingers. Shortly after, a voice enters my ears, allaying my worst fears.
もしもし？
Are you alright, I say?
無事って何？どうしたのそんなに慌てて。
Well, it's really late, and every time you called me before, it's been because you needed my help. So I was just kind of worried that maybe something happened again.
ああ、心配させてごめん。 でもそういうことじゃないから。サトルは今日授業を休んでるって聞いてたから、報告をしようと思って検査が終わった後電話しただけで。もしかして寝てた？起こしちゃったら本当にごめん。
Nah, I was awake. But phew, I'm glad you're okay.
心配しすぎだってば。
Well, to be fair, you don't have a good track record in calling them. Yeah, I guess I am. Hey, mind if I come up to your room?
今から？
Yes. I just really want to see you. Probably won't be able to sleep if I don't.
でも体調はまだ戻ってないんでしょ？私がそっちに行った方がいいんじゃない？
Well, wouldn't that take a bit of time? I mean, you not only have to get changed and stuff, you also have to take care of your chest.
殺す。絶対殺す。ぶっ殺す。
Sorry, I wasn't trying to poke fun at you. I just want to see you ASAP, so the quicker option is better for me.
それなら最初からそう言ってくれればいいのに、なんでわざわざ胸を盛るには時間がかかるとか言っちゃうわけ？
Maybe. I was just guessing. Well, whatever. Point is, I'm dying to see you, ISA. Can I come over?
わかった。それに私もずっと会いたかったから、すぐに来てほしい。待ってる。
Yeah, I'll be right there. Today I leave through my actual door and walk through the hallways like a normal person. Once I reach the stairwell, I walk up to ISA's floor, then head to her room. And it's funny how I'm getting all nervous from visiting her the normal way. Boys are still allowed on the girls' floor at this hour. Plus, I'm her boyfriend. There's no reason for me to feel this way, but I don't know. Either way, I give her door a good knock.
どうぞ。
I open the door and walk in her room. And the first thing I do is stare at her sweet face.
何？
Fucking perfect girl, quiet version. So you really are okay?
だから心配しすぎだってば。私よりもサトルの方は？寝てたわけじゃないのなら、もしかして私からの電話無視したの？
Come on, I'd never do that. I just went out and forgot to take my phone with me, so that's why I didn't answer. Sorry.
体調不良で休んでるのに一体どこに行ってたの？
Well, me and Nanami went to talk to the principal. I had him tell us everything, and that included the stuff about you. So let me go ahead and apologize. I know that he's your dad, and that Issei Kotori is your half-sister.
そう。
Sorry. I know I basically dug into into some pretty private stuff without permission.
うん。それは別に犯人も捕まったんだから。サトルにまで隠す必要はないから。というか、どのみちその話もしようと思ってたから、それは全然気にしなくていい。
Okay.
お父さんはどうなるの？
He'll probably have to be punished in some way.
そう。
That being said, his actions help protect Astrals. And even if we tried to prosecute him, all it would do is worsen the public's opinion on Astrals. Even if it was all artificially induced. No, actually, it being artificially induced is the reason why it'd blow up if it became public. The most important thing right now is to develop a cure as fast as possible, so we can help the victims. Principal's assistance is indispensable if we want to achieve that, seeing as how he was the one leading all of it. So yeah, we couldn't do much even if we wanted to.
がとう。説明してくれて。
So, all these sacrifices you've been making all this time before your sister?
頑張ってきたっていうのとはちょっと違うかな。私も悔しかったから。お姉ちゃんには優しくしてもらって、姉妹というより年上の友達みたいな関係で、私はお姉ちゃんのことが好きだった。だから利用されてあんな風に眠らせるしかなくなったことが許せなかった。それで私はお父さんに協力した。というよりも、おとりになるって言い出したのは私の方だった。
Right.
ごめん。こんな大切な秘密を打ち明けることもせずに。
No, I understand. Why you had to. Sharing something like this is just way too risky in a scenario where you don't know if someone's friend or foe. I don't blame you one bit.
ありがとう。
I also lied to you, ISA. The truth is, I never came to this academy to protect you.
別にいい。
あ？
私が秘密を全部打ち明けたからって無理に合わせようとしなくていい。仕事なら私と違ってまだ色々とあるだろうし。それに今回のことで悟の気持ちはちゃんと分かったから。アストラル使いを守るために行動してるんだって。それに約束した通り私のことを助けてくれるって。それさえ分かれば十分だから。無理に言えないことまで言わなくていい。私の気持ちは変わらないから。
ISA.
ただし女遊びは除く。浮気とかしたらぶっ殺す。
Man, hearing all those scary words out of your mouth makes me sad. I like my ISA when she's happy and smiling.
ちっこもいじゃぞ。
Putting on a smile doesn't make those words any less scary. You know, you do know that.
注文が多いな。
Don't need to threaten me. I'd never cheat on you, regardless. I've never even remotely thought about being with anyone other than you.
ならいいけど。とにかく私はこれからも悟と恋人でいられれば、大切な存在でいられるのならそれでいい。
Does the fact that I'm an astral not bother her? A giant ball of anxiety is sitting in my chest, and it won't go away until I hear what she says in that question. But I'm scared of hearing that answer. Those conflicting emotions only further stress me out, causing me to bite my lip. Hakamoto Kaori might be an outlier, but there's no denying that people like her exist. ISA isn't actually an astral herself, so maybe... Then tilts her head curiously. The single thing about her is different. Is the same ISA I know and love. Ah, never mind. Right. ISA is a kind-hearted person. Isn't that why I made the decision to trust her wholeheartedly? I believe I'm still having doubts. She had unwavering trust in me during a life or death situation, for crying out loud. Man, I'm pitiful. That's not an astral, yet he's devoting his life to help them. And Ayase herself made numerous sacrifices, all for the sake of her older sister, who's an astral. Says she loves me, regardless of the fact that I have an ability, and she doesn't. She's smiling at me with pure joy and affection. Maybe this is what I really wanted. I didn't need all of society to accept me. I just wanted one person outside of my family who would tell me they loved me, not caring about the fact that I'm an astral. That's what this sweet girlfriend of mine has already done. I found someone who will smile at me, love me, and accept me for who I am. That alone makes my life feel worth it.
で、どうなの？私はこれからも大切な存在？
Yeah, of course. You're the most precious thing in the world to me, I say. I think it all began with one silly lie that I came up with on the spur of the moment. And that lie had the power to change my entire life. Pretty amazing, isn't it? It's almost like I'm in a visual novel or something. I'll always love you with all my heart, I say, both now and forever.
ならばよし。
Make up for both all the lies I had to tell you and all the things I won't be able to tell you, I promise. So yeah, I want you there with me every step along the way. I'll always cherish you and keep you safe, not because it's my job to, but because I want to. I love you, I say.
私も大好き。それで、サトルの方の体調はどうなの？
I haven't 100% recovered, but I'm feeling fine for the most part.
ならいいけど、でもどんな影響が残ってるの？
I've still got a bit of a fever. I also don't know if it's because effects of the drug are still lingering, but my senses feel more acute than usual.
鋭敏って感情の起伏が激しいとか？
No, not exactly. It's like I'm more sensitive to light stimuli and other stimuli.
つまりちょっとした音や匂いに反応してしまうような？
Yeah, pretty much. I feel like that might also be the root cause of my anxiety.
ねえ、本当に体は大丈夫なの？なんだか心配なんだけど。
I'm all good. The effects haven't disappeared completely yet, but it's not like I feel sick or anything. I'm just a little feverish, that's all. I'll make sure to go to bed once I get back to my room.
些細なものにしろ影響が残ってるならちょっと心配。ねえ、私が看病してあげようか？
I appreciate the thought, but I'm good.
なんでよ。私の看病じゃあご不満ですか？
No, it's nothing to do with you.
なら何よ。
I think I mentioned that my body reacts strongly to faint stimuli, so like smells. That reaction also includes sexual arousal.
そうなんだ。
Yeah, so like I can smell your scent all around this room, and because of that, I've been extremely horny ever since I walked in.
そうなんだ。興奮しっぱなしか。
Plus, with the whole incident and all the checkups and whatnot that came after, we haven't really had any alone time in a while.
確かに、そうね。
So yeah, I'm pretty pent up as a result of it.
それなら余計に二人でいる方がいいんじゃないの？なんで一人で部屋に戻ろうとするの？
Well,
私のこともっと抱くんじゃなかったの？いっぱいエッチなことするんじゃなかったの？満足してないんでしょ？
well, no. Is that fine though?
恋人だし、あなたのこと大好きだし、それにセックスだって嫌じゃないから。
Well, I know that. If we fuck now, I might not be able to contain myself. if you're still...
ああもういい加減私だって満足してないってことを分かってよ。女の子だって性欲はあるんだから、好きな人にあんなこと言われたら我慢できなくなるの。あれ以来ずっと体が熱くてほてったままで、そんな状態で好きな人と二人きりになったら期待とかしちゃうの。だからセックスしたい。好きな人とセックスしたいの。エロい女の子で悪かったわね。でも好きなの。好きだからこんなエロくなるの。文句があるならセックスの後で聞こうじゃないか。
Sorry, it's my fucking then.
だってしょうがないでしょ。ずっと期待してたんだから。好きなんだもん。こんなに自分がどうにかなっちゃったみたいに好きなんだもん。
And I love you too. Horny or whatever else. You're just my ISA. You're still my ISA.
全部言わせてるんじゃないわよ、女の子に。
Ready? So let's fuck. I want to feel your body.
する。セックスする。
Hey, I'm gonna take charge and make you feel good.
していっぱい気持ちよく、私の気持ちよくして。
Pull her body towards me with great vigor and kiss her passionately. While doing so, I lower my hands and begin to fondle her ass. After pulling down her pants, I proceed to stroke it from her top her panties. I slide my fingers over the soft fabric and firm ass, almost like I'm trying to tickle her. As I'm doing that, I also gently grope her ass at times, some more naughty places, getting a feel for the roundness of it.
私だね。優しくなでなでされるだけで、それ禁止。
Simply stroking her ass is enough to make the strength leave her body. My excitement, on the other hand, only grows as my body heats up more and more. Like I'm absorbing the energy from her.
Riddle Joker.
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to fuck like animals in heat for hours on end. After falling onto the bed last night, I immediately conked out, and when I next opened my eyes, it was the next morning. Thank God we woke up in time for school, but this is not the time to be celebrating. I realized full well that I should have stopped yesterday, but I couldn't. My hips were swinging like they were like they had a mind of their own. But thanks to that. Uh-oh. I was greeted by the face of a demon when I awoke. That demon, of course, being my sweet girlfriend, who was in a not so good mood, to say the least. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I mean it.
私何度も何度も言ったわよね。無理、ダメ、やめてって。
I did.
ちゃんと聞こえてたんだ。聞こえてて、あれだったんだ。
I'm seriously sorry. I just couldn't keep my lust in check. It must have been the drug again.
薬を言い訳にすれば何でも納得すると思ってない？
Yes. That's not what I was trying to do. But yeah, you're right. I guess I'm just trying to shift the blame. Believe me, I realize my mistake, and I feel bad for doing that to you. I'll make sure it never happens again. You have my word on it. Honestly, I doubt I even have the stamina to do that every time we have sex.
まあ、今まではここまでじゃなかったから信用するけど、今後また同じようなことしたら分かってるわよね。
Yes. Yes, honey. I can't object to anything. After all, I'm 100% at fault here.
でもそうは言ってもセックスしたくないってことじゃないから、あくまで私の体力を無視というか強引に、しかも立て続けにするのがダメってだけで、せめて休憩とか挟んでくれたら。だから変な遠慮とかして全然しなくなるのもそれはそれで嫌というか、男の子はやっぱり我慢とか辛いだろうし、私も大好きな相手と一つになってる感覚がそこはかとなく幸せで満たされて、だから好きな人とのセックス好き。
Me too, I say. Pleasure is amazing, for sure. But the best part about it, feeling so close to someone you love.
ならいいんだけど。
Yeah, I know. No need to say it.
本当に分かってる？今はそっちもシュンとしてるけど、盛り上がったら同じことを繰り返しそうな気がしないでもないんだけど。
Well, to be completely honest, I can't say I won't. You have to realize I say, I really love you. But it will never escalate to that level. But it will never escalate to the level that it did last night. I'd like to believe not, at least. I'll definitely be more respectful of your feelings from now on. If I get the urge to go multiple rounds, I'll at least give you breaks in between. I'll try to.
約束だからね。
Sure.
じゃあ指切り。
Uh-oh. Aisha puts out her pinky. I then lock my own pinky with hers.
指切り玄満、嘘ついたらちっこもぐ。
Uh-oh. What?
指切った。
What? Aisha quickly removes her pinky as I stand there still trying to process what she just said.
何よ。約束を守ってくれればそれで問題ないんだから。
I mean, yeah, I'll honor my promise. But anyway, I'm starving. I'd love to go down and get some food right now. But I guess it's gonna take a bit of time for you to get ready, huh?
ごめん。
Fine, I'll wait.
ありがとう。
Well, actually, I need to change into my uniform as well. But right when I think about going back to my room, I'm rooted in place, captivated by the sight of Ayase as she goes about her padding procedure. Damn, it's like there's meant to be a CG there. There's meant to be a CG here. Ah, so that's what she has to do. I feel like I'm beginning to understand why it takes girls so long to get ready in the morning. Wait, what am I thinking? Not all girls pad their chests.
あのさ、そんなにまじまじと見つめられると恥ずかしいんだけど。
Well, what's so embarrassing about it? We're a couple with an active sex life.
そりゃ恋人だし、すでにおっぱいとか他にもいろいろ見られてるけど、それとこれとは話が別というか、むしろそういう仲だからこそ恥ずかしいというか、なんかこういう影の努力を見られたくないものなの。
I sort of get it, but not really. Then again, I guess I can sort of understand why that's something she wouldn't really want to share with others. Are you sure you wouldn't? Are you sure you want to call that work, though?
うるさいというか、何をそんなに見つめてるわけ？まさかまた興奮したとか？
No, you don't have to worry about that.
こんなまな板おっぱいじゃ興奮しないって言いたいのか？
Calm down. That's not what I was saying. I just meant I have no energy left because of last night.
ああ、それなら納得。
Look, I say, I might not be able to get horny right now. But that doesn't mean I don't find your breasts attractive, because I do. My sweet, precious girlfriend, and I love you to death. How can I not find them attractive?
ありがとう。そう言ってもらえて嬉しい。嬉しいけど、寄せてる最中に言われると、そこはかとなく虚しい気持ちになる。
It wasn't meant to be sarcastic.
それは分かってるんだけどね。でも、なら何を見つめてたの？
Just out of curiosity. I did take off your pads that one time, but I've never seen you do the actual padding, so I got kind of intrigued.
盛るとか言うな、ぶっ飛ばすぞ。
What word do you want me to use then?
それはだから、胸を成長させてるところとか。
Growing? Honestly, doping is the better descriptor. I'm always impressed by what you managed to accomplish through that growing.
そういう微妙な褒め方されるのが一番来るな。とほほ。こんな生々しいところ見てて、なえない？
Not one bit. It's the opposite, actually. I find it honestly quite endearing that she's putting in so much effort towards this.
そうなんだ。それならいいけど。
I could even lend you a hand if you want.
いらないわよ。やっぱりバカにしてる。
That wasn't my intention. How should I describe this? I thought maybe it'd be nice to make it like a boyfriend-girlfriend teamwork kind of thing.
そんな共同作業するか。もういいから何も言わずにおとなしく待ってて。
Alright.
これでよし。
Before long, her breasts assume their usual size, and Ayase takes position in front of me with a sizable chest to boast. Gotta say though, it never ceases to amaze me what these pads are capable of. No one would ever suspect that what they see as a fake is fake.
ジロジロ見てんじゃない。
I didn't say anything.
目が語ってる。どうせ見事に盛るもんだなとか考えてたんでしょ。
Nuh-uh.
うわ、目をそらした。図星なんだ。
This is what you'd call telepathy. I guess it can be a bit of a problem when you understand each other too much.
ね ぱり大きい方が好きだったりしない？
Oh, great. We're going here again. Look, I'm not dating a pair of tits. I love you because of the person you are. Shouldn't it be obvious that last night only happened because I love you like crazy?
分かってはいるつもりなんだけど、悟の気持ちに嘘を感じるとかそういうことじゃないけど、やっぱり不安になる。好きだから、本当に好きだから。
More precise, the more precious someone is to you, the more you fear losing them. I also think about that possibility of losing her. The part of her body that ISA is most insecure about is her breasts. She essentially has a complex. Because of that, she worries, even if it makes no sense to. That's just how it is. Besides, her chest wasn't the only thing. She and I were both forced to keep quiet about a myriad of things over the course of our relationship. Maybe that's why she's so concerned. Yeah, I can't just leave things at that. I don't want a relationship where she has to feel anxiety when we're together. I say, can I have some of your time? There's a place I want to take you.
行くって。
I take her hand, pull her towards me, then pull her up and leap out the window.
何なの？
Wait, did I say
バッ
that?
クログ画面ですね。
Pick her up, god damn it. Pick her up. Pull her up. We don't want anyone to see us right now. It'll only take a few seconds, I promise. Not used to the extreme height, she clings onto me while shaking lightly. Make sure to hold on to her as tight as I can while I run up the wall. Not long after, we land on the dorm's roof.
私、屋上なんて初めて来た。
Yeah, I don't know how he was able to get up there while carrying you. Yeah, it is off limits and all. Kind of makes sense seeing as how they don't even have a fence.
それで、なんでこんなところに？
I have something very important to tell you. I can't risk anyone else overhearing it. Even though her bedroom was the perfect place already. I take her hand and look directly into her eyes. Having caught on to the serious nature of this, she audibly gulps.
はい。
There's something about my ability that I haven't told you.
能力。まさか、薬を使用してたってわけじゃないわよね。
Nah, I'm an astral, though, through and through. But my ability isn't actually physical enhancement. Well, technically, it's brain control.
脳のコントロール。でも、ここまで壁を登ったのは、いくら鍛えてるとはいえ、普通はあんなこと。
Basically the kind of hysterical strength your body gives you in life or death situations. I can use my ability to remove the brain's safety stopper and forcibly increase my muscles output. That's how I've been able to get by with telling people it's physical enhancement.
そうなんだ。
So yeah, I can do a lot of other neat things with it. That's how I was able to keep my mind from going out of control back when I was hit with that drug. I used my ability to control the hormones in my brain.
そんな風に能力を偽ってたのも、仕事のため。
Yeah. For various reasons. It was more advantageous for us to say it was that.
そっか。実際隠してたからこそ助かったのよね。
Right. Also, I wanted to talk about my work a bit. I can't go into too much detail, obviously, but our objective is to stop crimes that occur through the use of astral abilities. And to achieve that, you sometimes have to break the law.
つまり人には言えない正義の味方。
Well, I think I've already... the fucking equals got me fucking confused. I've already said this before, but it's not as black and white as us equals good, them equal bad. But I'm devoting my energy to this work because I believe in its ability to make a positive difference in the world. I'm motivated by the same wish as you.
それはまあ今までのサトルを見てきて分かってるつもりだけど。でも何？急にどうしたの？いや、そもそもこれって私に教えていいことなの？
No, I'm not allowed to tell you any of this, like, at all. I would dread to imagine what kind of punishment I'd get if word got back to my boss, just to give you an idea.
なんでそんな。私は秘密を維持したままでいいって言ったはずなのに。
Wanted you to know, ISA. That's why.
何のために？
It isn't fair for our relationship to be a one-way street. I don't want to take advantage of your kindness to keep secrets, especially if I'm making you feel uneasy and hurting you in the process. So I wanted to alleviate your worries in any way that I could, but more than that, now that you know, I can't exactly leave you to your own devices, only to watch you so you don't go off and tell someone. I won't ever be able to take my eyes off you, ISA.
勝手に口にしておいてそんな無茶苦茶な。
I will never leave you, ISA. I'll always be by your side, and unfortunately for you, you're not allowed to leave me. I don't care about your tiny tits or whatever else you think would make me not love you. I want you to be with me even by the time we're old and wrinkly. You got that?
そこで貧乳ってワード必要だった？いちいち尺に触ることを言わないと気が済まないの？
Yes, it was. Well, I didn't want to leave any room for doubt in your mind.
その秘密を知ってるのって私だけ？
Other than Nanami, yeah. One of a select few. My dad and Nanami, of course, know, because they're family. But unlike them, you're the only one I kiss.
そっか。秘密を知っちゃったなら仕方ないよね。一緒にいなくちゃね。
Yep, that's right. I'll always keep you close, and I'll never let you go. I love you, ISA, more than anyone else in the world.
私も好き。愛してる。
I don't know why they needed to go on the roof. I guess they needed to find an excuse for the CG.
一緒にいる これから先ずっと一緒にいる。何があってもずっと一緒に。私も離さない。
Great. Want to do a pinky promise?
指切りはいい。それよりももう一回キスしたい。これから先もずっと一緒にいるっていう証拠のキス。
Mm. Beneath the clear blue sky, atop this rooftop where no one can see us, we kiss. The kind of passionate kiss where tongues are involved. All we're merely doing is pressing our lips against each other. I wish the CG reflected that, but we're not allowed to kiss in Denpa games. Except in Chisaku's scene. Never mind. Even as simple as it is, I don't think any other kiss we've shared has made me feel so warm inside.
大好きだよ。
Wow. Look at this. Look at this outro that I can't show you because fuck you. That's right. You can go fuck yourself because Ubisoft doesn't want you to see Ubisoft doesn't want you to see our CGs unless you buy the game or uh-oh. Anyway, before the game breaks, months passed, and it seems the seasons changed. It's been a while since we exchanged that vow on the rooftop of the dorm. There was the chilly wind of winter, the blossoming flowers of spring, and the blistering heat of summer. And finally, we were back in fall. In other words, it's been a year now since ISA and I became a couple. While we did have the occasional fight or disagreement, our relationship has held together firmly. We're both managing to honor our vows without problem. To others, it might not seem like anything has changed about us. But every time we overcame one of those hurdles, I could feel us getting closer to one another. There might be minuscule changes that aren't noticeable, but I believe that the accumulation of them has brought lasting change to our relationship. My wonderful love life aside, there have also been a number of other changes over the course of this year. Biggest of them all being, of course,
ようやく暴走を収める薬が完成した。
それってじゃあお姉ちゃんを。
目覚めさせることができるはずだ。
よかった。本当によかった。
It also means that they had to spend a year longer in Ayase's route to complete the cure than in Mayu's route. I'm impressed you managed to create it in a little. I'm impressed you managed to create it in little over a year. I expected 6 months at least.
君からもらった資料のおかげだ。あの資料の中に必要なことが書かれてあった。我々がしていたのは本当にその薬で効果があるか安全かその再確認を慎重に行っていたようなものだ。
Well, either way, I'm glad you finally made it to this point. It was rather fortunate that I was able to store the paper in my memory, but the problem was, It was so long and detailed that I simply couldn't make heads or tails of it with my level of knowledge. I suppose the paper must have outlined the entire research process from start to finish, but then you can reverse engineer it, yes. Man, she only showed me that because she was positive I was gonna die. That sure backfired on her. Like a lot of things, yeah. Well, from our perspective, it was literally our saving grace.
それでお姉ちゃんはいつ目覚めるの？
今日だ。今から小鳥を目覚めさせる。そのために呼んだんだ。一緒に来るだろ。
もちろん行く。
有原君も来るんだろ。
Nah.
君には世話になった。だからできれば最後まで見届けてもらいたい。
My pleasure.
では行こう。
There's a single girl sleeping in this capsule, much like the older ones I saw. So that's her, Ayse's sister. She's been kept in this artificial comatose state for so long, her skin is hardly what you'd call a healthy color. Still, her face is quite pretty, and it's quite easy to imagine how beautiful she'd be if she were living a normal life.
準備整いました。
Standing next to the capsule is Mayu Senpai. I heard that she'd also been helping develop the cure as one of the few researchers that could be trusted with the information. We also didn't get much of her in IS's route.
では注入します。
The last time we saw her was at the pool.
よろしく頼む。
Mayu Senpai slowly puts the needle in, and the rest of us watch with bated breath.
薬の効果はすぐに出るんですか？
わからない。
Mayu Senpai can only shake her head in response to Ayse's question.
完全に暴走した人に試すのは初めてで、こればっかりは個人差があると思うから。
そうですか。
でも効果はちゃんとあるから、安全性だって何度も確認をしてるから大丈夫。大丈夫。絶対大丈夫。
Mayu Senpai stares fixatedly at the girl in the capsule as she mutters those words to herself, almost like she's trying to convince herself. Likewise, my eyes are also glued to the capsule. As Araya says, she's biting her lip while single-mindedly staring at it. Seeing her so distraught makes my chest ache with pain. I want to do something for her. I want to do anything I can to make her feel better. Looking down, I realize I ended up taking her hand. No words said. She responds by grabbing my hand back. We watch Issa Kotori with bated breath, holding onto each other's hand tightly. However, her eyes still remain shut. Did it not work? I feel a squeeze on my hand, as if ISA is admonishing me for having doubts. No longer praying. Wake up. Wake up. She looks so brave and fearless that it's like she's trying to invoke those feelings through her gaze. In that, I pull myself together as well. I gaze firmly at Issa Kotori, removing all doubts and fears from my heart. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You need to wake up. There are so many people here waiting to see you again. Eventually, subtle motion is detected.
今、指が。
動いた。確かに今動いたわ。
小鳥。
小鳥。お姉ちゃん。
Woman. As everyone calls to her frantically, at long last, her eyelids begin to show signs of motion. They're quivering ever so slightly. And finally,
お姉ちゃん。何これ。どうなってるの。頭重い。これって一体。
hey, you know, it's been 3 years.
お姉ちゃん。お姉ちゃん。綾瀬。あれ。なんか大きくなってない。特に胸とか。え、本当になんでそんな大きいの。
Don't expose her, Kotori.
どうなってるのこれ。もしかして夢見てるのかな。夢じゃない。夢じゃないよ。
Don't worry, they're fake, Kotori. You're not dreaming.
夢じゃないから寝ちゃダメ。ちゃんと目を開けてて。
小鳥。
小鳥。本当によかった。
All the years of research have finally paid off. Each and every one of us were overcome by emotion. After the tearful reunion concluded, we slowly explained what had happened to her. Takemoto Kaori was behind everything. Kotori had been asleep in a coma for a number of years. Her father and younger sister had worked tirelessly, all the while trying to find a cure for her. She was a little shocked by just how much her sister had grown, in addition to her father's aging, which was likely accelerated due to all the emotional stress. We also had to explain to her that her body would be a little weak since she had only just woken up. It's called muscle atrophy. Since there were some immediate medical checkups that had to be done, we decided that we'd sit down and talk another day, and left the research center.
よかった。
Me too, I say.
まだ全員が目覚めたわけじゃないけど。
But we have proof that the cure works. Just give it some time, and I'm sure everyone will be up and fine again, Sagami included.
そうね。
Boy, I can't wait to see the look on his face when he finds out we're his upperclassmen now. True. Speaking of surprises, your sister was pretty surprised. Love the reaction she made when she saw how big your boobs were.
そこに突っ込み入れなくていいから。だいたいお姉ちゃんも失礼すぎる。私が巨乳になったらそんなにおかしいのか。
If only. Well, in all fairness, The fact that they haven't kind of proves her point.
それはそうだけれどもあんなに驚かれるとこのまま隠し続けてたくなる。
Well, I doubt she'll ever find out if you don't tell her.
きっと正直に打ち明けたらやっぱりそうだと思ったとか笑われそう。屈辱。
Well, boob talk aside, make sure you introduce her to me once things have settled down. I was kind of hoping I'd get the chance to introduce myself today, but everything was a bit too hectic.
そうね。彼氏がいるのは本当だもんね。恋人がいるって自慢しちゃおう。
Man, your poor sister.
いいじゃないこれぐらい。今まで頑張ってきたんだから。
Yeah, that is true. You did work hard. And you were finally rewarded for it. Congratulations, I say. Cuddles up to me with a bit of bashfulness and squeezes my hand. Oh,
ありがとうね。私のことずっと支えてくれて。
I was only doing what any good boyfriend would have. There's nothing I want more than to see my sweetheart smile. You really have a picture-perfect smile, I say. You look so beautiful when you're smiling.
悟って恥ずかしげもなく恥ずかしいことを言うわよね、たまに。
Is that odd? I'm just speaking from the heart.
そういう部分が恥ずかしいって言ってるの。
Really? So should I avoid saying stuff like that in the future then?
そうじゃないけど、好きとか言ってもらえると嬉しいから、これからも言ってほしい。
Alright. Then I'll keep speaking from the heart. Hand in hand, we walk slowly back to the dorm. We're always kind of intimate in public, so I've gotten the feeling lately that people are starting to get fed up. People have started. Yeah, people have started, not people are started. People are starting to get fed up. But the pure joy we feel when together is strong enough to make that an afterthought.
ほんと、恋愛って惚れた方が負けなんだなってつくづく思う。嫌いなところが見つけられないんだもん。私ってば負けっぱなし。
What? If whoever falls the hardest loses. If whoever falls for the hardest loses, then I'm clearly the loser here. And I fall in love with you more with each passing day. So I just keep falling further and further into the pits of loserdom.
何言ってるの？私でしょ？私なんて毎時間毎分毎秒ごとに好きになってる。
Why are you arguing with me over this? Are you 10?
私
No, me.
私
Watashi. Fucking
なんかこのやりとり懐かしい。
Yeah. It's always ended in a draw. But today, what do you say we settle this this once and for all?
決着ってどうやって？
In the bedroom.
ここで下ネタとかないわ。
What? You don't wanna?
嫌ってわけじゃない。というか好きではあるけど。
Well, game on.
しょうがないな。
After that playful jibe, She affectionately cuddles up closer to me.
こんなこと許すの悟るだけなんだからね。
Well, that's good. Because you're the only woman I want to take to bed.
ほんと単純だな私。そう言われただけでこんなに嬉しくなるなんて。
Well, I can be pretty dense, so it helps that you're easy to understand. And you'll always be my sweetheart, ISA.
は？今さら何言ってるの？そんなの当たり前でしょ。
Yep. I promise I'll make you happy.
ありがとう。私もその分幸せにしてあげられるよう頑張るから。差し当たってはとりあえず今夜頑張る。
Oh? Uh-oh, you've got me excited now. There's still no telling what the future holds for those of us known as astrals. It still might be a while before we're accepted as normal and welcomed into society. As long as I have ISA with me, I'm sure I'll manage just fine. That day will come eventually. I have faith. And when it comes, I'll greet it alongside this beautiful girl next to me. I love you, ISA.
私も愛してる。
Oh. There
い
it
かがでしょ
is.
うか。
There is ISA's route done. But that is not the end of Riddle Joker. Because there is still the normal route. For some reason, it's an achievement, so I gotta go for it. But there are some other things outside of the regular route that I still have related to Riddle Joker. If you've watched my streams, I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna be doing a tier list for the routes and the girls. I'm splitting them up because of exclusively because Hazuki's route and Hazuki are so diametrically opposed that they're like the complete opposite spectrum, on the complete opposite side of the spectrum in terms of their ranking, that I needed to split the routes and the girls just for Hazuki. But other than that, you see right here there's this after story
アフタースト
with
ーリーです。
different stories, or little short stories for the girls that I'm not going to post on YouTube because that will be exclusive to the Patreon, because they only show up in the 18 plus version. So why not stick to having them on the Patreon, which is exclusively for the 18 plus stuff, right? You get it. So, you know, if you want to see some extra content around the girls, you could always go to my Patreon. Outside of the H scenes, I mean, you know, the after stories I'm marketing here. But yeah, until then, I guess I'll see you in the normal route. I don't know how much content there will be. I doubt there will be much. Considering that this is the side to the side character. Chisaki's route was short, but the normal route is definitely going to be a lot shorter. So yeah, see you then. Bye bye. So we aren't finished. There's still one more route technically. After all the girls, there's only one more route left to go, and that is to do the normal route. it baffles me that this is a option that you can get, and I just feel bad for whoever gets this, because it's definitely not gonna have anything. But you want to start, you know, you want, how do you get to the normal route, right? I mean, obviously it's to essentially have like equal amount of points for every character, I guess, or something like that. I'm not really sure how it works, but let's start off by continuing the test with Shikibare Senpai.
体を揺らしてみ
Alright, so now that we've locked out Nanami, right, you know, why don't we check out, why don't we see what she's doing, right? You know, I want to see what Nanami's wearing. Oh, right, sure, I guess. Alright, you know, since we you know, we gave Nanami some false hope when we went to check on her, right? You know, why don't we just give her a sincere nah. Right, so considering that we basically only have Chisaki, we would be able to go down. Why don't we just say fuck it, and just go meet Mitsukasa-san instead. You know, I'm kind of not feeling the cat right about now. I'm kind of more like, how about we go somewhere different today? And now to top it all, and now to end it off, after we haven't scored any points with any of the characters, especially Nijo inside, why don't we just, you know, that everything worked out. Today really was wild. First we had to deal with the massive customers that came to our cafe. Then they had a showdown with the guys who were trying to kidnap Mitsukasa-san. But we managed to get through both of those and come out on top. Our cafe concluded on a very positive note, and all the assailants were captured. I can leave the rest to Dad now. I leaned back on the bench I'm sitting on and gaze up at the sky above. The school is a fair distance away from the city, to the center of the city, which means the stars are bright and clearly visible. I relax and enjoy the sights as I listen to Mitsukasa-san's song and all the joyful cheers. The fair really is over. The fair's really over now, huh? Our mission is complete and the gratification I feel is immense. But it's weird. I don't know if I've felt satisfaction like this before. Probably because part of that feeling is the joy of our cafe success. Do I really value my life here and my friends that much? Can't say I've ever attained something like this before. Maybe this newfound change here. Maybe this newfound life is changing me. And I might continue to change as I live here. But you know what? That doesn't honestly feel like a bad thing. Alright, gonna wake up tomorrow and give 110%. Nah, you're not gonna wake up tomorrow. It's just gonna end. This is far from the last mission I'll get. Nah, this is the last mission. And my new life here, along with all my friends, is just beginning. I know I shouldn't be slacking and taking it easy, but still, at least for today, I keep relishing in the feeling of happiness in my heart for a while longer as I smile to myself. Jeez, and it just ends, bro. I cannot imagine the unlucky son of a bitch that gets all of the wrong choices and just has that as the ending. Talk about short. Too short for standalone video. I'm probably gonna put this at the start of the tier list. But yeah, that's all of Riddle Joker, I guess. So you know what? Normal route was S tier because that was the Giga Chad route. The Sigma male route. Satoru got no bitches because he didn't need them. Never mind. I guess I'll see you next time. Well, when I say next time, I mean right now.